So unfortunately, a dwarf's journey to Northrend has been canceled because I just wasn't feeling it. I wasn't feeling it, the community, and really not much about it other than just leveling. The leveling was pretty good. Grouping up with a few people was nice, but I don't know, man. There's a lot of reasons why I left, but I think what really pushed me over the edge was somebody talking trash about my gear score at level 41. Which, you know, I don't care if that's just somebody's trolling or whatever. I don't want anything to do with that kind of stupid stuff. So it's not why I decided to play Classic, right? I think a lot of people are sick of retail because of how elitist it is and just how crazy everything's gotten. It doesn't really feel like an MMORPG anymore. It's got a very different feel to it. It's just there's all this nonsense, parses, logs, garbage. A million add-ons. You've got like this add-on war going on between the devs and the people making the add-ons, and things have gotten so complicated. I never played vanilla. I never touched it. I've never touched anything before the Burning Crusade. That's when I started. So when I went into Turtle WoW, I was completely taken by surprise. I did not know what was... Yeah, so it's weird. It's hard to articulate what I'm thinking here, but bear with me. Just to start with the fact that the weather was a thing. As soon as I logged into the server, I began playing a gnome mage and instantly was hit with weather that I don't think I've ever seen once in World of Warcraft before. And if I did, it was so sparse that it didn't really leave an impact at all. It actually felt like there was a snowstorm going on around me. It lent to the atmosphere. And then as I made my way through to Lochmadan, I noticed the rain was particularly thick, and there's lots of like rolling fog going on, and it had a lot more atmosphere to it. Everything's been slowed down, obviously. When you get one piece of gear that isn't absolute trash, it feels incredible. So there's all these things that it just doesn't exist in modern WoW. And you can kind of get that in Classic, right? But I don't know. Maybe if I started with Classic Vanilla, but the GDKP and just the way that everybody acts over there, I don't like it. And that's not to say I haven't had trouble with the community over here. I mean, this is the World of Warcraft community we're talking about after all. There's a lot of people who are just really self-absorbed and toxic. And I started over here on Turtle WoW with the best of intentions, thinking, well, these people are going to be more mature, right? It's not cross-realm. People won't be so selfish. They won't, kill, steal, etc. Yeah, right. I can't even tell you how many people, when I'd be like mid-cast, would just come up and steal my mobs from me. So I've had a lot of that, and I've had a few run-ins in dungeons to the point where it's like, man, as a mage, I think I'm just gonna AOE level. I'm gonna get good at that and avoid people, because the community's always been hit or miss. It's just the way it is. And if you don't know me, if this is like your first time to the channel, I come from the EverQuest days, EverQuest Online Adventures to be specific, on the PlayStation 2, where if you acted a damn fool, you were gone. Your reputation meant more than like any reputation with an NPC. If you pissed people off, buddy, you were gone. Maybe you'll make a necro and try to like level off of like light blues really slow, but you'd probably wash out pretty quick. So if you acted up, yeah, you didn't do it. And there were people that did it, but they didn't last long. If somebody stole a mob from you, it could get hostile for a while. You could get trained by their level 60 when they logged in all of a sudden. And World of Warcraft's kind of got that too with the PvP, right? And so if you're into PvP, that adds another element to it, where you can just log in and gank them on your rogue. But I'm not. I'm into the PvE scene. So I don't like any of that stuff. When I was younger, I was all about that life. Now I just want to relax. I want to fish in between. I want to skill up my tailoring and enchanting. And I just want to have a casual, fun time with people. And, when you're in the universe where there's people with conflicting attitudes and opinions, you're going to inevitably rub against each other, and there's going to be friction. So I've had issues with people and not being very chivalrous, people who don't want to help others finish their quest, and myself, which led to some drama. I'll show you a little bit on the screen where the healer didn't want to heal me anymore, and he didn't want to take like 30 seconds just to get a few more drops. It's always a healer, it seems like. It seems like I'm always having trouble with healers. Just to give you an example, there was two mages. I was one of the mages, and there was another mage, and then there was the healer, right? And blue. I think it was blue boots dropped. It was in the stockade. Somebody probably knows what I'm talking about. A lot of these guys know every loot drop and everything because they're like watching Atlas WoW all day. Not that I have anything against that, but anyways, I digress. These boots dropped, right? And they had killer intellect on them. Like, everybody's going to want that. Doesn't matter who you are. And we rolled for it, and she won it. The healer won it. And didn't she still have to bitch because we rolled on it? She's like, guys, it's got shadow damage on it. And I'm thinking, I just want to, you know, lady, did you queue as a DPS? You think I care about your off-spec or what you want to do in leveling? That's got a lot of intellect on it, okay? I'm going to roll on it. Don't tell me not to roll on a blue with intellect on it. As a mage. I think it had intellect and stamina. I don't know. I don't even think it had... No, it did not have spirit on it. So, spare me. But you get this kind of shit everywhere in this game, right? To give you another example, I was running Stockade, and this is just a mini rant because it's still fresh in my mind. I just got out of this group in the Stockade. So I did like 10 runs in the Stockade. I don't even know. And as a mage, you're in the back. So you know the chests in the Stockade? I rolled for it because I thought, well, this is what we did during the Burning Crusade. I rolled for it. Everybody just ran up and grabbed what they wanted. I guess we don't roll for that anymore. Okay. Get into the next group. Nobody rolls for it. They just are into it. Now I'm the mage. I'm in the back of the pack. I'm not up front, so gonna miss out a lot, right? So I get to like run number 9 or 10, and I'm like, nah, you know what? I'm gonna get to the front of the pack, and I'm gonna loot it this time. Doesn't the healer bitch? Oh my god, mage, what are you doing? Why did you ninja loot that? I'm like, dude, are you kidding me? I've been in here like 10 times, and I've even rolled on it, and everybody just zergs it. And she's like, well, if somebody robbed a store, would you rob a store too? And I'm thinking, you mean if the community was full of thieves, would I become a thief too? Yeah, I guess I would. In a video game, it kind of does get a little cutthroat, doesn't it? So my chivalrous attitude that I started with, I gotta be real with you, I've been crapped on several times. I've been passed over several times. I did the nice guy thing for about a week, and I'm over it. So when I looted it, I was outie. And this person, I kind of felt a little bad, but at the same time, not really, because when I came to the dungeon, she was like, hey, I see you've got an arcane cloak. I've got one with frost damage on it. Would you like to have it? Oh, yes, please. I open trade with her and give her 40 of my water that I've conjured up. And she goes, well, can you give me 5 silver for it? Fair enough. I mean, that's kind of rude, but here's 5 silver. So after I looted that chest, and I sold the leggings that were in there, because I need gold really bad, and instead of disenchanting it, I got that 5 silver plus 2 back. And I got mine. And that's how it goes, okay? And people might be like, whoa, what's going on with that? She hooked you up with a cloak. Yeah, but it was kind of in an unhanded way, right? It was kind of in a nasty way. And like I said, people are running in front of me and stealing this chest. The one time I take the chest, doesn't somebody have to complain about it? I didn't complain about it. I went through the dungeon I don't know how many times. You didn't see me, bitch, once. But as soon as I grab it to go and get mine, it's a problem. As soon as I roll on a blue item with a loads of stats on it that benefit me, it's a problem. Because, well, see, I can use it on my off-spec. No. I ain't playing that game, Chief. I ain't playing that game. And it's funny because the tank, when I was like, is it problem? He's like, oh, Giga Chad, look out. Yeah, it's going to get like that. It's going to get to the point where I'm looking at the DPS meters, and if I grab something that like is in a chest that doesn't really benefit you and you don't shut up, I'm just going to grab it. And if it becomes a problem, I'll leave the group. And then you can stand there and wait for somebody else to come along. Because it's really no skin off my back. I'll just go AoE farm while you guys wait. Right? And I can imagine after I left, one of two things happened. Either to like, blah, 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 and I'll complain. Or the tank was like, hey, how about when the Giga Chad comes in, you just let him loot the boots and shut up. Because now we're standing here. Because I was doing all the AoE damage that was wiping everything in there. And now all of a sudden I'm gone. So yeah, it's kind of like that. it's weird how I went over there thinking, well, it's not cross-realm, so it's going to be chill. It is. It's a lot more chill than retail. It's a lot more chill than classic. Anything having to do with official Blizzard, way more chill. But you still got that I gotta get mine attitude, and nobody seems to care about anybody else, and I don't like that. And at first I was kind of struggling against it, and now it's like, you know what, if that's how it is, fine. If that's how it's gotta be, right? So until I see the community start to act better and actually roll on loot, roll on these chests, don't expect me to do it. Expect me to blink my tiny little ass in front of you and snatch it. Because that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to turn around and disenchant it. Maybe even in front of you. Because that's how it is. And I know there's people that are laughing their ass off right now going, oh man, another good guy in WoW who was finishing last and said, nah, F that noise. I ain't playing that game. I'm going to get mine. Get out of the way. So outside of that, I'm having a really good time, man. I love the struggle for gear. I love the struggle for gold. It's like, man, I got to go fishing for a little while to make a little bit of gold, but I can't go fishing until I can level up my gold, my fishing. It's going to cost 1 gold to do that. How do I do that? Well, I don't do it by playing nice guy in a dungeon. You know what I mean? Are there better methods for me to make gold? Yeah, I don't really care. I was doing my thing. I'm sure there's people who have played this game for 15 years and never quit. And they're going to be like, oh, you stupid mage, you could just do this, then that, and the other thing. But that's not what I did. I ran a dungeon and I got my 1 gold that way. And yeah, anyways, I just thought it was a funny story to share with you guys. How I started with the best of intentions on retail in Classic and it went sour. I started with the best intentions on Turtle WoW, and it went sour. It's one of those things. If I get into a group and I sense that you're cool and everybody's going to roll and people are talking about that, then fine, I'm all about it. I'll play by the rules. But if it's dog eat dog, don't expect this mage to sit in the back and just sheep people for you and do AoE damage and you know, disgusting amounts of damage and not come out with anything. So yeah. There you go. I guess the whole thing kind of turned into a rant, didn't it? That was just supposed to be a little short section. But yeah, I've been through the ringer ever since I got here in terms of people just being a nasty. I remember the first AoE mage I came across, I was in Darkshire killing the undead. And I just needed a couple mobs off to the side, right? I'm just trying to get the finger bones for the quest. And doesn't he scoop them up in his stack of 20? He's just got to take that one from me. I'm like, hey man, can I join you real quick? You know, you're taking them all from me. I'm trying to do my quest. He goes, yeah, F your quest and F your mom too. And he's not the only one to do something like that. All right, guys. So there are people who come in thinking, you know, I'm going to be the nice guy. After a while, that starts to go away because it takes a community, man. Anyway, I want to know what you guys think about this. Hopefully you find it amusing, because I do. I find it somewhat hilarious. It's just a game, so I don't really, you know, the whole morality thing, I'm bothered by it. It's actually kind of fun to just be the guy who doesn't care and grabs everything. It's outside of my character, IRL. So it's definitely alien to the way that I go about my business in the real world. But hey, man, it is how it is. You got to adapt to the settings you're put in. Come on, guys. You don't see me drinking over there, waiting for them to come back. This shit's getting old. I'm not taking a lot of them. There's like 3 or 4. I'm bouncing between 2 spots. You can see the ones I killed over here. Like, can I get a little space? This hunter probably needs finger bones. I don't want to do people dirty like they did me dirty when I was coming through here. Alright, you're good, dude? Yo, come on. Now, I like to think I'm a pretty patient man, but y'all are pissing me right off. You know what? I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'll tell you what I'm going to do right now.
Time is money, friend.